It's September 2nd, 2017. I met the Karadag Monster Snake in Crimea back in 1995. The day before, from one of my friends, I heard a legend according to which there would be a huge living snake under the Karadag, which rises to the surface once every 1,000 years, and the inhabitants of all Crimea collect a tribute in the form of young girls that the snake takes with him. For me, the fairy tale would remain a fairy tale, but life has surprises. The full moon of July in Crimea is the most important, and so me and the Jaeger, his dog, his wife, went to the dead city at full moon. The dead city is a special place at the top of the Karadag. It is made up of stone figures. However, in the cave where we arrived, we found 5 people who had already managed to spend the full moon in the dead city. The Jaeger asked them to move away from the forbidden dead city. They moved away. In fact, of course, they just went higher and settled elsewhere. I note this fact in relation to the fact that our encounter with the Karadag snake had witnesses next to us. We took place in a semi-opened cave where some rare small bats live. After a while, I came out of the cave and looked down from the cliff. I went to this place several times, and I know what is below. But what I saw was something that froze me on the spot. At the bottom, under the cliff, a huge body was swinging. It was so huge that I didn't see the beginning or the end. I ran into the cave to look for night vision binoculars. The Jaeger received binoculars a day before from the army. The military unit is just above this cave. It has been in this place since the 1920s. It belongs to the Russian Moscow garrison and studies abnormal phenomena on Karadag, although it's Ukraine. A night vision binoculars clearly showed the scales of the snake. It was clear with a dark back. The thickness of the body was, if you can imagine it, several small boats side by side. It was the width of this snake's body, but we watched it swing for 2.5 hours. We didn't have a camera with us. Of course, we regretted it a lot. The dawn began, everything turned pink. It was a shame to separate from the snake. We started our way back from the dead city, but by moving away at a decent distance, we saw the body of the same snake on the other side. But this body was already much thinner and lighter. The first snake didn't have such power. And then I realized that we were seeing 2 snakes performing a wedding dance. Snakes go up to the surface to perform their wedding dance. It is impossible to do it at a depth where tons of water compress, hence the legend of the married. Once every 1,000 years, the snake goes up to the surface, and the inhabitants of the victim's mind bring young married girls. Because from time to time, the snake goes out for a wedding dance with the bride. But the bride is a snake,